Right now, your phone is showing you a battery percentage. And honestly, it is guessing, because a battery has no fuel gauge inside. None. All it really has is a voltage. And your phone reads that single number off a hidden curve to estimate how full you are. But that same curve holds so much more: the battery's chemistry, its true capacity, even how hard it is working. Learn to read it, and you will understand your battery better than your phone does. Let's build it from our cell, the same one from episode 1. As it discharges, its voltage slowly falls. So let's plot exactly that, voltage on the way down against how much charge we have pulled out of it so far. That line is the voltage curve. It looks simple, but hidden in its shape is almost everything you would ever want to know about a battery. 2 axes. Up the side is voltage, the electrical push the battery can deliver. Along the bottom is capacity, measured in amp-hours, how much charge we have drained out. Our cell holds about 5 amp-hours, and when the line finally reaches the floor here, at 2.5 volts, the cell is considered empty. Full on the left, empty on the right. So why is it a curve and not a straight line? To see the purest version, imagine discharging so gently that the battery is always at rest. At every state of charge, it settles to its own natural voltage. Scientists call this the open circuit voltage, and its shape is not random. It is dictated, point, by the chemistry of the materials inside. And that shape is readable. Where the line slopes gently downward, the voltage drifts as the cell empties, so you can almost read the charge level right off the height. But where the line goes flat, a plateau, something striking is happening. Huge amounts of charge move while the voltage barely budges. That is 2 different phases of the material taking turns, so a slope tells you how full the battery is. A plateau hides it. It is exactly why your phone can estimate its percentage, while some batteries seem to just drop dead near the end. The curve measures the big things too. Its total width, left to right, is the capacity, how much charge the cell can deliver. A wider curve means more capacity, and the entire area underneath it is the energy the battery stores. Width is capacity. Area is energy. But that gentle resting curve is a bit of a fantasy. The instant you actually use the battery and pull real current, the whole line sags downward. In our cell, by about 1/4 volt. That gap between the resting curve and the working curve is pure loss, the ions struggling to keep up, exactly what we watched in episode 1. Push harder, and the gap grows, and you even lose a little capacity off the end. The working curve always sits below the ideal. Now the most beautiful part, the thing most people never realize. That cell voltage is not one number, it is a subtraction. Inside, the positive electrode sits at a high potential, up here, around 4 volts. The negative electrode sits low, near 0, and the voltage you actually measure is simply the distance between them. Watch. Here is the cathode's curve, here is the anode's curve, and their difference, the top minus the bottom, traces out exactly the curve we started with. 2 hidden lines, 1 visible result. And here is the payoff. Because the shape is set by the chemistry, every chemistry signs its own name. This is our lithium cell, a smooth slope, centered around 3.7 volts. Now watch a sodium cell, the kind rolling out in 2026. Same idea, but a completely different signature. A flat shelf, up near 3.9 volts, and then a steep cliff to the finish. An expert can glance at a curve with no label at all and tell you what is inside. So look how much you can now read from one line. Its height tells you how full the battery is. Its shape tells you the chemistry. Its width tells you the capacity. And how far it sags tells you how hard it is working. A single squiggle, holding a battery's entire story, right out in the open once you know how to look. But reading the curve is only half the story. Every feature we found, the slope, the plateau, the sag, is bent into shape by 2 hidden laws working just beneath it. And if you don't understand those 2 laws, every battery you ever try to model will fool you. Next episode, we break them both down, so I'll see you there. This was the battery, simulated.